Yeah, bang, well, good evening, yeah. Just a little one about drugs, yeah. When I first started, do you know what? Drugs has been around me for years. I mean, the people I've been knocking about with, the people I knew, they're all taking drugs, purple arts, ease, and all them sort of things, equity, speed, cocaine, crack cocaine, every puff. But me, no, I didn't. The only time I got involved with it was about 19 in the 70s, early 70s, when I was in Albany prison. In a way, I suppose it was a drug, yeah, because I went into Albany, I don't know, 14, 15 stone, got banged into the weights, yeah. I mean, I used to train every day, twice a day if I could. Sam McCarthy was a mate of mine. Sam, he used to watch over me all the time. Sam, when I was training, I liked Sam. He sometimes passed me in the bar. You know what I mean? I used to like nice fella, mate. And when he used to get on the bag, he used to show me lots on the bag. Yeah. But anyway, I used to train with some black guys in there, big guys, massive guys, and those and Peter Kelly. Big faces in there, then big faces, a lot of big proper people, mate. And they used to train with a lot of green water, vegetable, anything, vegetable water, green water, get out of the kitchen. And one day, my mate came up to me, he said, listen, can he get hold of the yeast? You know, I said, yeah, of course, I'm a baker. You know, can he get hold of it? We'll buy it off you. I said, what's it for? I said, well, you know, we're going to do some, make some ooch, yeah? Like a bit of drink, you know, Scotch, whiskey and all that sort of thing. It's like ooch is the drink in prison, yeah. Ferment it and it gets really bad, you know, it's really heavy, yeah. So I got him a load of yeast and just one day I was in the kitchen and when I was training, a guy in there used to take yeast, little bits of yeast every day in his mouth, swallow it in his mouth, rinse it around his mouth, swallow it with water, yeah? And he was telling me that it thins the blood out and it can make you really, really big, you know? But I thought, that's a lot of shit. But like you do, like your kids, like you into your training, I mean, I used to do silly things in the kitchen, picking up big bags of flour, big bags of salt, bags of sugar, press them, and all that game, and do certain work out in the prover, in the steam room, you know, working out press ups and sit ups and all that sort of thing. You know, crazy on training, yeah. And it's the same time they all got on the roof. About that time, I think it was 74, something like that, 75. They all got on the roof there. But this is anyway. So I'm in the kitchen. I get involved with yeast, taking yeast, swigging it around my mouth, and taking it every day. And I don't know what it was. It was like maybe it's a mental thing, but I was getting stronger. I was getting more powerful, you know, and the people I was working with were getting more powerful. And I was taking it, because I was in the kitchen, taking it, swallowing it, water, bomb, and it was blowing up like a balloon, yeah? And I was doing phenomenal weights. I mean, we used to work on training bars, not the Olympic bars, training bars, but we used to get the collars on the training bars and put them down to where our hands was going to be, the grip, our grip was going to be. Put the things down to that, yeah? So we could get more training weights on. Listen, they used to do stupid weights. I mean, I'm on about 340s, 360s on the bench for reps. But this is not kilos, by the way. It's all pounds, yeah. It was all pounds in there then. But it was kilo bars. But we worked with a pound bar, so it was all 360 for 10 reps on a bench. It's crazy. £360 for 10 reps, you know. And then, I mean, I'd get on it and I'd be 260, £300 for 5, 6s, and it's all of a sudden become really, really powerful. But we used to do lots of decline, yeah? We used to get the bench, put the bench up against the wall, and then put a belt around one of the iron bars that lead onto the benches inside, and wrap it around there. Not very safe, really, but who cares in your weight training? You don't really care, you get stuck into it. And it was one of the most powerful exercises you could do, decline, because decline, for some reason, it was a lot easier because you're pushing the weights away from you and the weight's moving your back and you're pushing it, And I was doing phenomenal weights, like £400 for 4 reps and 5 reps, and they was doing the same thing. And I was like getting so big, powerful shoulders, massive thick shoulders. And this is the first time that I've ever took like yeast for 6 months to a year, and I thought, wow, it's blowing me right up. This is like a drug to me, yeah? So I got an incline. I was doing silly inclines, like 380s, £400 inclines. So it sounds crazy, but this is pounds. I know it sounds mad, but this is the weights we was doing. Massive shoulders. And then I got myself in a little bit of trouble. I got shipped out to all different prisons on a thing called the 1074. I was like 19.5 stone, 19 stone 7, something like that. And by the time I got to Chelmsford prison, I deflated to about, just over 9 stone or just under 9 stone. I was in a big bad way. I was all black, where they bashed me, beat me up, and I had no shame. I was just in a bad way, yeah. And I was lucky to be alive, Lucky to be. It's only my power, my strength inwardly that kept me alive, And as I said before, the only time I ever cried in all that time, being battered and beaten, was the day they told me that it was finished. And that's the day I sobbed my heart out like a baby. I just sobbed, cried my eyes open, you know what I mean? It makes me sad now. Just told me, no, there's no more beatings for you, really. There's no more beatings, mate. Yes, that's it, finished. And it's just like, it got to me. And you can imagine, can't you? Your mates was in Chelmsford with you, in Albany with you, now in Chelmsford prison, seeing you like that, they can't believe it. Then people started feeding me up. I got into the kitchen, and I started doing the same thing, getting to the yeast, and that was it. And it blew me right up again. Me and a guy called Mickey Francis come from the South End, and there's a couple of black guys and a couple of white guys and doing squats, and we was in a powerlifting team. We was doing phenomenal weights. I was deadlifting like 780s, 800 pounds, 795 is the most I ever did. On deadlifts, squats, I wasn't that good, 450, 460. Bench, like the clap, go down to your chest, 360s, 380s pounds, yeah? But for me, it was phenomenal weights, you know what I mean? And on the incline, I've seen people do it now on podcasts. It must be something that I done, that people see me do it and maybe thought, yeah, that's a good idea. It's where they put wood on your chest. I've seen them do it now, they got a long handle with a wood, and they're holding it there. But we used to get a wood, thick wood, about 6 inches, and bring the weights down, boom, 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 down there. And we could do phenomenal. About phenomenal big weights, yeah, big weights. And that was the thing I got into in Chelmsford prison. And the first time that I've ever took drugs in Chelmsford prison was in about 70, just before the fire, not long before the fire, when they give me a thing called opium black. Everybody in Chelmsford prison on Seawing, they was all fucking out of nut, all stoned, and everyone was just stoned by me. I'm buying Tony Lawrence and people like Frankie Fraser, they wasn't taking drugs, at old school, I wasn't taking drugs because I was to keep fit, but I was really because I was taking the yeast as like a drug, I suppose, But I think it got me addicted. I got an addiction for it, yeah. And Christmas time, they got me in the toilet. They said, "Yeah, look, come on, have a pipe." And I said, "Nah, I can't leave off. Come on, it's Christmas. Let's enjoy yourself. Give me a pipe." Took it down, couple of seconds, how'd you feel? Well, the same, I don't feel no different. Well, one more. I built this one right up, this open black dummy, he done me. It mashed me up. And then I had to go to the kiddies' party. We go through this tunnel, through in Chelmsford where the fire started, through this tunnel and up and all round, and go to the visiting room, yeah, and have the party. But I was in such a bad way that I couldn't do it, you know. Once I see the vicar and all that, and I just gone, mate. And so they went back to my cell and banged myself up, and that was the first time that I ever took deep, big drugs, bad, you know, like that. And that was the last time that I ever took puff. The last time I ever took any drugs. I would never take it before, never take it. I go, nah, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. And when I got out of prison, later on, I was like, what, I don't know, 19.5 stone. Looked after a club called Crispin's, wine bar by myself. Walked from Crispin's to Lucky's, sometimes from Crispin's I might go to the venue. I got the sack from the venue, but big store is the venue. I mean, you might have heard all this before, but not let's go through the venue. But go to Lucky's, stay there till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, fight every day. There's always, I mean, there was fights there 24/7, all the time. And I was massive. I was 19, 20 stone, huge, powerful as anything. And one day, just out of the blue, a girl got hold of me, asked me to go down to a club called Bootleggers. There's a lot more things, but this is stories I've told before, but this is just a little story that I want to tell about drugs, yeah? Anyway, so I go down Bootleggers, and there's my mate Mickey, and we're getting very close, and I start working with them people, and I don't take no drugs, and everything's going sweet for me. I'm loving my life here. I'm getting plenty of money, nice cars, big houses, love my job. And one day, something happened. Everybody got nicked on a thing called Operation Indian Black. Adams has got nicked, my mate Mickey Gooch got nicked, other people got nicked, I got nicked. We all went to Customs House and all that, and they had me in a suite and this, that and the other. I said, look, all I am is a bodyguard, I don't know nothing about nothing. And they wanted these thing called pages. You know, they said that I had a lot of pages, and on pages there was a certain name that they were looking for. And they told me the name. I said, I don't know that person. I don't know who that is. But how did they get with you then? Bosher? You know, look at the size of you. Gorilla? You know, look at that. What name do they call you? I said, they call me Ray. And that's me. I'm Ray. You know, I just like bodyguard Mickey's wife, kids, and a bit of gold here and there. That's me. So they was trying to get it anyway. In the end of the day, they had to let it go. Yeah, let me go. And then go home, everything's gone both sides, everything's been nicked, they've remanded, custody, some have got off, some haven't got off, and some have got to court and get it all, anyway. Now, my whole world's collapsed. Me earning the money that I was earning, I'm no longer earning it. So I've got to start doing it myself now. And it's not that easy when you're just no one. You're just a bodyguard, you know. Now you've got to learn the way of earning money. So I started to try and earn it, and I'm meeting people and meeting more people. And I goes down Edgware Road one day. Sorry, not Edgware Road. Yeah, where the Thomas Becky is. Not Edgware Road, Thomas Becky, Old Kent Road. Goes down there and meet someone by the name of Jamie Foreman, Freddie Foreman's son. Yeah, Freddie Foreman's son. I've got mates with him. I've already met him in Pal Joey's off for dentists, I think, I'm not quite sure. Got mates with him. He's into drugs, I'm into drugs. We got meeting people. And I met a mate of mine called Junior Joseph. Met him in a house with this woman called Linda and another bird called Tracy. And it's my mate's Mrs. Tracy Sullivan, but I don't think they're long together. I didn't even know that then, at that time. But this Linda, she was with Freddie Foreman's, Jamie Foreman's. She was with him, and she was at that time, I believe, she was a barrister or a solicitor, and she become I mean, she had Jamie Foreman's child, and she really liked me, Linda. She was absolutely stunning, yeah. I got to know her, and I given her bits of puff and this, that, and the other. But yeah, on puff. And now, don't take my word for it. It's only what I'm telling you that I was told. She's now, or was, or still is, one of the only black High Court judges. So she got a baby from Jamie Foreman. Got involved with drugs, and we was all involved with the drugs at that time. I wasn't taking it, I was just giving it them, yeah. And anyway, things move on. People go their own way. And I'm still with my mate Junior now. I'm trying to give Junior as much as I can possibly give him to get some money, because I don't know what's going on, I'm just skint. Anyway, I ain't taking no drugs or nothing like that. Things are sweet. I have an argument with the girl I'm with, Danny. She goes round her mum's. My mate Junior comes and sees me one day, and he goes, come on, calm down. I said, take a bit of coke. I went, no, don't take drugs. I'm not into all that drug shit. Take a bit of that. Fucking liven yourself up, mate. Look at the state here. Oh yeah, all right. Then, one line, two lines. I was gone. Fuck me, after 3 or 4 lines, I didn't know where I was. I loved it. I felt as if it got hold of me. And every day I was getting it, just on it really bad. And then my Danny came home, and she came home and she found out that I was taking it, and then she started taking it. I started both taking it together, but she didn't take much of it. And she's got kids, my kids. One at that time, yeah, but she ain't taking little bits here and there, just having a bit of fun now and again, yeah. But me, I'm getting really bad now, really strong. My mate Junior's coming down from Wolverhampton. He's coming down to my house, and my missus is upstairs in bed, and I'm in the kitchen. I've got a great big oak table in the kitchen, and we're frying cocaine across the table, and we're on it, all night long. And and then something really happened bad, and Danny, she went round her mum's. The police come into my place, smashed my front door down, went upstairs, couldn't find me, they sat in the other bit. In the end, they did get me, and in the end, they let me go. Took me to the police station, no evidence, but they told me my mother-in-law was the one that grasped me up to saying I was taking coke. But what it was, in the back of in my kitchen, I had these beautiful curtains, floor thing come down, beautiful ones, and I used to hide jars of cocaine in them, because it's the way it was. Well, when they come in and they're looking everywhere for coke, they couldn't find them. So they're saying, we know where it is. So they took the curtains down and they couldn't find nothing, because what I did, I had 2 big jars, big coloured big black jars full of ounces of coke. And what I've done, I've chucked them in my back garden. I threw them in my back garden. My back garden was beautiful, just threw them in there with where the trees and this, that and the other. But in my back garden, my 2 bull mastiffs, like lions, want to kill everybody. So the old Bill don't want to go in the back garden. There's all, you got in there, you got barbecue in there, you got a bar in there and all this, that and that, but they don't want to go in there. Anyway, so they left it and they went. So now, I think, take me to the police station, but there we go, because there's nothing on the charges that can get me on. They found £500 in a top hat, and anyway, so they let me go. Danny's round the mum's. I think, I can't have much more of this, so I'm gone. So I moved to Brentford, and I moved to Brentford Docks. The docks in there, got myself a nice 1-2-bedroom flat there. I had plenty of money, wasn't bothered. Coke, got on coke, loved it. One day I was walking down the road, going towards Brentford High Street. I see this black guy. All right, mate, how you going? And just start talking to me like, all right, mate, well, this, that and the other. I said, what's your name? And here talking, and he just said, I just finished a prison sentence, done a 12 for shooting. His name was Compton. And Compton was a very, very dangerous man. He'd been all sorts of places for shooting people. He was a proper nut, you know what I mean? He's right into gang wars, and he's one of the top ones going shooting people. Got 12 years here, 8 years there, but he's very dangerous. So he's talking to me, right? I'm saying, oh, I've just moved up to there and this, that and the other. And I said to him, just out of the blue, I said, you ain't got any coke, have you? Get a bit of coke. He went, of course I can, yeah, don't worry about it. What do you want? I said, yeah, I don't know, a couple of grams. Yeah, don't leave it to me, I'll come and see you. Showed him rules, come up, give me a couple of grams, yeah. But this stuff was different to what I've took before. And this stuff is crack, cocaine. So I'm looking at it and trying to chop it up. He said, no, it's not that that sort. Oh, so I can't get that, mate. He said, oh, sorry, but I can get this if you want some of this. So I want to try this? I went, no, I want to try that. He went, try a little bit of it. I went, no, I don't want it. Anyway, that same day, I'm seeing a girl, right? She pulls up in a nice car, comes up to the flat, gives me a good time. And obviously she's a prostitute, but she's involved with some other girls. But this other girl that she's with makes out she's Brazilian. So when I get to talk to her back to get this girl back again, the Brazilian's giving all that Brazilian talk, but really nice, sexy. I go, oh, she's lovely. And her name's Ario. And I went, Jesus Christ, this bird's lovely. So when this bird came in, I said to her, can't you get her that bird up here, Ario? Oh, she said, yes, as it happens, she really likes you, you know. But she's also got a sister called Tamara. I went, yeah, can't we just get them up, have a little game up here? I said, yeah, don't worry about it, I'll sort it out. They come up, I'm on the coke, I've got about 4 or 5 grams of coke, bottle of coke out, everyone's rattling up. All of a sudden, Compton comes in. Compton's talking to me, he's talking to Ario, he's talking to the other girls, and all of a sudden he went, look, we're just going to go out for a little bit, try and get something decent, yeah? So he took Ario with him. He'd gone for about an hour and a half. She comes back, she's out one nut, he's out of his nut. She comes back, she's gone, oh, you got to try this, mate. Well, I said, no, I can't try it. No, try it, please. There she is, got me some crack. Poor fuck me, it knocked me crazy. It knocked me spark out, mate. It knocked me for fucking 10. And that was it. And they went, and she come back into the room. I'm laying on the bench, she's stroking me on private parts. She said, look, I'll be back tomorrow and see this, that, and the other, or whatever. So she come back, I bought more crack, and it got worse and worse and worse. And I was seeing her fucking 4 or 5 times a week, and it was costing me 500, 600, 700 quid a time to meet her. So, you know, not as a prostitute, but just get on the gear, on the crack. It's so expensive. So now I want it really bad, and because I want it really bad, I'll get hold of Compton, and Compton is doing it, but he's doing it with fag hash. He's chopping it up with fag hash and just give me the fag hash, and they're putting it on the pipe, the water pipe then, and I don't really know nothing about these little Martell bottles, when they smash the bottom and all that and put the gauze in the top, and I don't know nothing about that, but I learn. So now Ario has got me on the bed. So I'm with her 24/7. I've had, I don't know, I've had maybe 8 fights, 9 fights over her. Well, she's going out, meeting people, going to crack, taking advantage of her, taking liberties of her, which I do, and then she's going back crying. That guy took the piss. I'll go and see him. I'll go and smash him up on the tat and the other. So now I'm going mad. I'm bashing all people up for her. Right? She then causing me plenty of aggro, all the fights and bits and pieces, but she's with a group called Entice, a big group called Entice, yeah, and they're like sugar babes, you know, but they was as good as sugar babes, but went underground rather than a lot of sugar babes did, but they was fantastic, Entice, they're tops, mate, you check her out, Entice. So, Ario, she said to me that she's got to go to America to dance for Whitney Houston on a big show, because Ario was one of the best dancers in England at that time and a very good singer. So she went to America with Whitney Houston. So I used to phone her up every day And the phone calls are getting more and more less and less and less and less and less. So when I was phoning it once a day, it would be one for 1 minute. Got to go, hurry up. And then it would be once a day, and then it'd be once every 2 days. Anyway, so it got to a stage I wasn't really talking to her, and she was really sounding funny. And also I got a phone call one day, and she said to me, "Look, I'm coming back to England. Can you meet me?" I said, "Yeah, I'll meet you. Where do you want me to meet you?" She said, "Meet me at the airport. Take me home, please." So I met her at the airport, and she had these little bobbles on her hair, little bobble haircuts, and she looked fucking terrible. She looked skinnier than what she did before. She had lost so much weight. I went to her, "What the fuck's going on here? Look at the state of you." And she started crying, and then she went home, give her some money, she got herself some crack, and that's all she's interested with, but all I was interested in making sure she didn't go on the street, so I give her more money, more crack. One day I went down to see her, and she took me to a hotel, and we was talking to a hotel in by the airport. And then she's talking to me, and I said, "What's up?" And she said, "Well, that Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, they took advantage of me. They're make me do all sorts of things. Whitney Houston as well as Bobby Brown are just as bad as each other. That got me doing all sorts of things that you wouldn't imagine, right? Yeah." And she said it's just too much. And she started crying, and I suppose she was crying at that time because she was doing things at that time she didn't mind doing, But I suppose later on she realised what she's done is wrong, And anyway, that died a death. And one day she said to me, "Look, can you meet me somewhere?" And I went, yeah, what do you want to meet me? She said, "Well, can you meet me at a place called the Radisson Edwardian Hotel at Heathrow Airport?" I went, yeah. She said, "You got any money?" I went, I said, "I've got about £20,000, like I've done something." She said, "Can you bring it along with you?" I said, "I ain't bringing 20 grand, but that's ridiculous. I'll bring 14, 15 grand with me." So we went in there, and we got a suite. I think it was a presidential suite, it was, and walked upstairs, knock on the door, open the door, there's Aria with about 4 or 5 girls. That's stunning. It's only me. This is stunning. They got big bottles of Magnum bottles, big bottles of champagne in the room. There's a big bath, massive thing. So I'm just crack, enjoying myself. By the time 2 or 3 days has come, doing all sorts of things there, doing all sorts of things, I couldn't have a better time in my life than I did. We had to leave. But now, I ain't got a tanner. I ain't got a penny. I'm absolutely potless. The girls are gone. She's going. And I'm going, "What about me?" She said, "Oh, you'll be all right." They've gone downstairs. They've got no money. Everything's been paid for. I've got no money. I've got to get home. Can't get a cab. They won't give me a cab to the state I'm in. So now I've got to start walking from Heathrow Airport, the Radisson Edwardian, all round to my mum's house. Which I'm going to stay with my mum now. Because I ain't going back to Brentford. I'm going to stay with my mum. So my mum can look after me a bad way. Anyway, I eventually get home. And then it's a funny old coup, after that, everything goes boss-eyed for me. Crack cocaine, it gets hold of me. And one day, my friend of mine got hold of me. He said to me, "I need this and need that." I said, "Look, I can make a phone call." I made a phone call to my mate in Paris, and we went to Paris to see my mates, and went over there. And I had this leather jacket on, with his jeans on, and a pair of boots. And my mate looked at me, and he went, "Come here." I said, "What's up?" He went, "Show me your fucking fingers." Well, what's that? He said, "Show me your fingers." Showed him my fingers, and he went, "Listen, me and you are finished. You ain't gonna see me again. Me and you are finished. What we're doing is fucking over. How dare you go on that shit crack?" He said, "Look at the state of you. Look at the way you're dressed." And I lost him. And he went, and that was it, And I thought, you know, my whole life is going, you know. But, and there's other things, there's big stories that could go on and on and on about the crack and what I did and where I did it and how I did it and what jobs I've done with it. But I don't want to get into that, you know what I mean? What I want to get into is the only way for me to get off of crack cocaine was a place called prison. There was no way you can get off of crack cocaine on the street. You can't do it because there's too many triggers. The biggest trigger you can possibly get is a trigger called money. That's the worst trigger because without money you can't really get it unless you've got the second trigger that is people you know that have got it and will give you it. And that's the second trigger. So them two triggers are bad triggers. And actually walking down a road where you know there's places that sell crack, that's another trigger. So, you know, you can't really get away from it, you know what I mean? And I went to myself, they put me away, yeah, for something I did, which Carphone warehouse on crack cocaine. I was in prison and because I was on crack for such a long time, it's in my system. And I want it. And I want it. And I'm as big as an house. And I want it. And I want to bully people for it. But I realise that I'm in prison. And if I don't get off crack cocaine in prison, I'm going to be in there for the rest of my life. Because they're talking about me, about giving me an IPP. So I've got to be strong enough to get off this crap. So then I realise the only way to get off it is to work it off your system. I bang up, 2 up, 3 up. I'd be doing all sorts of press-ups and exercises as much as possible until I collapse. Getting out the door, make sure I've got a job, cleaning job, so I'm mopping the landings all the time. Just mopping, sweeping. I'm doing this all the time. I'm in the gym every day. I'm in a right bad way. I can't lift no weights. I'm working as much as I can work. I'm not eating as much food. I'm trying to get this out of my system. I get on the Conor Bear, which is a drugs unit, which has done me a right favour. It's done me a bigger favour than ever, because being on a drugs unit, you learn a lot. Yeah, you learn a lot. You took a lot of classes to be on a drugs course, and then I realised that it's a waste of time. Drugs is a waste of time, because all it did for me was give me fantastic times. Times you think, yes, this is the best life ever. But that day, when you get put in prison, and you ain't got a clue how long you're going to be in prison for, and you think to yourself, wow, I need crack, but it's this crack that's got me in here. This crack has took over my body. This crack has made me do what I didn't want to do, but I've done it. And I don't know about this IPP, or everyone keeps telling me about this IPP. But when I go to court, I'm smashing the courts up. I'm smashing the courts up because they're trying to put other charges on me, murder charges, attempted murder charges on me. I'm going mad. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what my name is, because I forget. My head's gone. I'm smashing the court up now. I'm smashing Eyes of a Crown Court up, smashing it up. They can't control me. I'm taking the doors off the courtrooms and all that, and smashing phone chairs about and jumping over, and I'm done mad. In the end, they control me, take me to thing. I didn't eventually get an IPP. I'm in trouble. I'm in so much shit. They're telling me that I'm doing 2.5 years IPP. I've just done 2.5 years remand. And then now I've got to start this IPP. I don't understand what's going on. No one understands. No one knows what's going on. And today, I've done 11 years out on the street. I've never been in any problems. I'm not a target. I've done 10 years in prison, so it's 21 years. I'm still, this day, an IPP. I've been up to see them to talk about getting me off the IPP. There's more to it than just an IPP, mate. There's things that I've done, like YouTube. I didn't realise that me doing YouTube and doing my own YouTubes, that they're checking my YouTube out. They're looking at my YouTube. And my life is in my YouTube. And they're not happy with the way I'm talking about my life to people out there. And I'm trying to tell them that I'm trying to show people that all the wrongs you do in life, the end result is this result now. The end result is this result now. You're no longer that big time Charlie Potatoes. You're just a normal person. Maybe you got respect from people, but you don't need that respect because you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. And it's this, you think to yourself, what have I done? What have I done? Because I'm in my place, in my flat. I'm in my flat and my kids are with their mum or with their their stepfather, and they're with their mum, my kids. And they're not even talking about my dad. They're not even talking about their dad. I've got grandchildren. They're not talking about granddad. I'm nobody. I was somebody. Now I'm nobody. All I am is a figure. This man was going to write a book. Got a book coming out. Oh, mate, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's I don't know. It's depressing, mate. It's depressing to think that all the good things you have in life, yeah, we're taking coke, we're taking opiates, we're taking crack cocaine. It's absolutely the best feeling in the world. The money you've got is the best feeling in the world. Like I said on Lad Bible, I was on Lad Bible, I said right at the very end, when they said to me, do you have any regrets? And I said, no, I ain't got no regrets. But in a way I have, because I said, I've got no regrets, because if I had regrets, I wouldn't have done what I done. Because if I had regrets to do that, I wouldn't have done it. And I would have kept on and on, because there was no regrets. My regrets are now of me getting caught and me getting big sentences. That's my regrets. Then I'll come out. I ain't got no regrets because I'm going straight back into it again. But this time, I've got an IPP. The biggest regret I could ever possibly have was an IPP. Because I lost everything you could possibly think of. Everything. They brought me down. They brought me down to a proper size, mate. They ain't bothered about me. Who do you think you are? You get a sentence, you come out and do straight back in it. An IPP, mate. You can't even walk down the road and spit on the pavement. You're going to get a recall. You don't want to get a recall, mate. You just want to get on with your life and live your life, if you can. Anyway, drugs is the thing that done all this for me. So if you're watching these videos, podcasts, or whatever they are, try to remember, yeah, that the things that put you in here are called drugs, crack, coke, puff, amphetamine, pills. They put you in prison. And when you're in prison, you fucking go mad because you can't get what you want. And it kills you. It rips you to pieces. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. I'm going on a little bit. But I will do another one maybe tomorrow or next day. I'm going to try and do a little bit more ones about the things I've done, this, that and the other on drugs, just so that people know what can happen. Anyway, take care. Nice one.